begin. Let us know when you're ready, Mr. Harvey. Okay, good evening. I would like to call to order the Winterville Human Relations Board meeting for Thursday, February 26th. We will begin with an invocation that I am going to share tonight. And immediately following that invocation, we will proceed with the Pledge of Allegiance. Can you all please bow your heads or pause for a moment? We are grateful this evening, God, for the opportunity to gather as a board this evening. Please guide us as we discuss matters and events and collective conversation that will affect our community, and to do what's right and to do what's pleasing before you. Please let our discussions be productive and our actions be in service of you. In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Return to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now I would like to do our roll call, and I am going to start to my right, far right. Mr. Bottoms,
Here.
Ms. Gregory,
Here.
Ms. Leary,
Here.
Ms. Carmen,
Here.
Ms. Roach,
Here.
Ms. Morris,
Here.
and our newest member, if you can state your name for us,
Here, Stewart.
and Ms. Stewart.
Here.
Madam Chair, your other member has stated that they will be a little late arriving.
We have all members present with the exception of our newest high school member who will be arriving, as well as our alternate member, Dr. Daniels, will not be present. So first of all, Ms. Stewart, I would like to welcome you to the board. We are excited to have you be part of the Human Relations Board. We're welcoming your ideas, your thoughts, any new and fresh ideas that you have, and any other members want to welcome you that they have this moment. Also would like to welcome Ms. Morris. We welcome you to the Human Relations Board. Your new, fresh ideas, we think it's just incredible to have you two here. Any other board member want to extend welcome to the new board members?
Just welcome, and we're glad that you're here.
And we have done the attendance. Okay, so I would like to please get a motion for the approval of the agenda this evening, please.
Excuse me, I have a question about the agenda. When we, and I'm not being whatever latest,
Sure.
but when we have the agenda and then we vote on it, or the minutes or whatever, not the, I'm sorry, I'm a step ahead. I'm sorry, I apologize. It's the next one. I apologize.
so I requested, can we have a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion we approve the agenda.
We have a motion, can we have a second?
A second.
So we have a motion made by Mr. Bottoms and a second made by Vice Chair Carmen. Are there any discussions? There are no discussions. Can we please go ahead and vote in favor of the approval of the agenda by a show of hands, please? And any nays? I think we have an overall board agreement with it. So there are no nays, so the agenda is approved. Moving on to the next item, there is an approval of the minutes. Can I have a motion for the approval of the minutes?
I have a question about the minutes.
So what we'll do is we'll get the motion and then we'll open it up for discussion.
Cool.
Thank you. So and again, I would like to entertain a motion for the approval of minutes.
I would like to make a motion that the minutes be approved.
So we have a motion made by Ms. Gregory, and then once we get a second, we will open it up for discussion, Mr. Bottoms. Can we have a second, please?
I second.
So we had a motion made by Ms. Gregory and a seconded by Mrs. Roach. Now we're open for discussion, Mr. Bottoms.
Again, I apologize. But when we sit in meetings and we approve stuff, we vote on something, and then afterward, we have a chat or everything take place, nothing against the group chat, but we do stuff after we have voted on it. Why do we take votes if we can go back, we can do something outside of the entire board approval?
Mr. Bottoms, can you elaborate specifically what you're speaking to so we'll know how to address it?
Prime example, and nothing against the chicken. We supposed to have Chick-fil-A chicken for this past weekend, but we didn't have Chick-fil-A. We all sat here and we voted on it, and we all say, hey, that's what we agreed to. But yet, we didn't have chicken. So why do we take a vote for something, then we go back and change it outside of the meeting?
And so first, I would like to try and resolve or explain that, and then I'll ask that the other board members talk about it. So with regards to what Mr. Bottoms is speaking of, we had an amazing Black History program this past Sunday. And one of the food items that we previously voted on was for Chick-fil-A. I was not at the previous meeting, but I watched it and I understood that there was a vote. Following that vote, and due to some changes with regards to the banner and a variety of costs, we had a collective conversation with regards to still putting the program together. And one of the changes based on the different costs and prices, I'm going to pause for a second. So we have our board member. Please come on up.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. Welcome. And so, Mr. Harvey, just in trying to keep things in order, we have our new board member coming up. Do we need to go ahead and just have her note herself as present before we continue? Okay, all right. And then we'll have time for and so there was a variety of changes made to adjust with the changes we had stemming from the banner change. and just getting the prices together. And collectively, we asked, and we asked outside of the meeting because we had no other meeting scheduled. We did not call a special call meeting. We weren't going to have a meeting. We knew that we were on the heels of our program. And so I think it was sent out for a variety of options. There was options given, and that was the option chosen. I do recall us speaking, Mr. Bottoms, at the event where you noted that you were not on the streamline of conversation, but you were on the emails. So that is my point of trying to resolve what happened, or to address why we changed from Chick-fil-A to, I think we had Publix. We had our food from Publix. Did anybody else want to speak to that and share why that was the purpose why it was changed? And I know we had a vote, and typically a vote is concrete, but we also had a vote on the banner. We also had a vote on a variety of things, and that kind of spiraled in the change in what we did. And I don't think it was done, on purpose to leave you out of it. I think we had discussion about adding you into it, but it was simply changing to adjust the budget to ensure we were at a manageable budget. Did anybody else want to elaborate?
And also, the program was on a Sunday. I think Chick-fil-A is also closed on Sunday, unless they do catering on Sunday.
Right, look, I understand all that, but to approve the minutes, that means we approving the stuff that we discussed. And if we sit here and we have a vote, and even we do it outside of the board as a whole, then I don't understand, why do we take a vote to do anything if we make changes out? Because once we say, okay, we're gonna pay the fire department $10. But we take a vote, we're gonna pay the fire department $10. The young lady on the far end, I don't know your name, young lady, so I apologize. Miss Stewart. Miss Stewart found out, hey, we can pay them $8 and get the same thing. Then that gotta come back before us as a board to approve, what's the name? We can't get together outside of the board, then it's no longer official because Mr. Harvey can't record it. So he cannot record the text message, nothing against the text message or the emails, but he can't say that took place during this meeting.
Does anybody else want to respond before I respond again? Anybody else?
Well, I understand what, you're saying, Mr. Bottoms. I understand what you're saying. I guess sometimes things come up, but I guess moving forward, if we can establish a protocol as far as if we vote on something, then it should remain the same regardless of, I guess, different deals or whatever, unless we can all come together. And typically we can't come together unless we have a meeting. So regardless of, I guess, how it turned out, Sunday, I just feel we should move forward with the protocol, what we will discuss here and what we keep out of the group chat, So.
Anybody else? And so what I would say is that we do already have a protocol in place. Again, with the changing of the banner, that was something that happened within the last few days before the meeting, and I agree. Moving forward, we will stay within protocol, but one thing led to the other. Also moving forward, if we need to halt the event, we will halt the event so that we can ensure that we are within policy and procedure with regards to meeting minutes and things of that nature. If that, And then just following within the rules and the policies and procedures, any changes would have been, you know, unanimous in a vote in an official meeting. We did not, you know, and as a leader, I will, you know, I will take accountability for that. As a leader, when something goes wrong, you take accountability, and I will say, no, we did not have another official meeting, but we were doing it in a good deed. We were doing it with goodwill. It wasn't, you know, but still, again, it wasn't within policy, and that is something that we will move forward from. I think one thing led to the other with regards to the cost, and we were just trying to get things ordered within that said days. But moving forward, if the board would agree, if there's any changes and we cannot have a formal meeting to make those amendments, we will pause the event.
And
So let's
also-
specify that.
Okay, yeah,
Because,
essentially that means we wouldn't have had our Black History event because we wouldn't have been able to afford the poet, the food, or the banner.
I guess it's, and Mr. Bottoms, you can probably explain, if it's something we vote on, and for me, it comes to mind like the banner. I know we voted on the banner, the 3 banners, where to place them. And I guess there was a discrepancy with the price, so that's why it had to change. But I'm not sure if you were included in that, because I'm not sure if that was in the email or the text message.
It was.
Okay, so I'm just, like, if there is, I think anytime we have to make a decision, because you know, life happens, we just have to make sure that everyone's included, I guess, because there was a lot that, if we either do it in email or text message, and just make sure everyone, so if we can get but I want you to kind of explain, because I don't want to take over your point.
No, and I'm not knocking anything was taking place. It's just that whatever we do as far as the minutes, Mr. Harvey got sit here to keep up what's going on. So we can't sit here and say that, and it's nothing against the program. The program was great. The food probably was great. I don't eat, you know, whatever, so that has nothing to do with it. The banner, I think, was lovely. But again, once we vote on something and it's on paper, then we have got to leave, or not we have got to, I assume that it's concrete until we come back and change it. That's it. And like I said, you know, saving the money, I wholeheartedly agree with all that. I'm not disagreeing with anything that took place. It's just that I just assume that once we say, hey, this is what we're gonna do, and we all agree to it, then that's what we're supposed to do.
And I'll take that, Mr. Bottoms, because, you know, last meeting, I think that there was a misunderstanding of how much the banner would cost. So that's something that, you know, I'll take full responsibility for. But let me say this. So I did send an email to the entire board, you know, letting everybody know about that. And, you know, like I said, I'll take full responsibility about that. So that was my fault.
No, ma'am, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. I'm not, anything that took place, I'm not disagreeing with it. I just assume,
Yeah.
again, I've been in the workforce for a couple of years, so I don't know how stuff works in the workforce no more. But I just assume once we sit here and take a vote on whatever, then that's concrete until we come back. What's next?
Absolutely.
Yes,
That's absolutely how it should work.
Yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with anything that took
Yeah.
place.
But I just wanted to let you know that that's
Yeah.
the reason why the change was made.
Yeah, I understand.
With the misunderstanding about the cost of the banners and not being able to do, you know, our initiatives that we have for the remainder of the, you know, pay period until July 1st, I believe it is. So, you know, that was a call that, you know, we kind of made, but like you said, we should be having that conversation within the meeting. So I guess at this point, we shouldn't be approving the minutes.
Well, no, actually, hold on one second.
How would that go?
Hold on. We don't have any minutes to approve. So do we have minutes? What?
Minutes were sent out yesterday,
Okay.
yes.
They were sent
So-
an email.
So what I would say is, please, when the minutes are sent out, we are very appreciative of it, but if we could have one copy of a concrete copy of minutes, I can reference or resource my device, but if we could have one concrete copy to look through, that would be excellent. Thank you. Thank you. And then,
If I could say one thing, what you're voting on are the minutes of the meeting as they were held,
previous,
not anything that happened after that meeting. It is voting on the minutes of the meeting as it was held.
yes. Thank you, Town Clerk Harvey. And I can, now that we have this, and we have our board members, our new college and high school board members, I'm gonna look through them, and I'm gonna pass them down to them as well. Although they're not able to vote, they are a part of the board so that they can gain a better understanding of what we are speaking of. And so again, we made a motion, we had a second, and we had a discussion on it. And we know that moving forward, we will not make any changes until we call another official meeting. And again, that was done and let me just say, when the banner and the prices and the ordering and everything was stopped, every board member, as well as Town Clerk Harvey, and I don't have the email in front of me. I think that Town Manager Parker, everyone was on that email. And we made them aware that this would change a lot of things. But I do agree that according to policy and procedure, we need to have another formal meeting to change motions. So with that being said, I'm going to pass this to our board members that are present so that.
I have a question. So
Sure.
this is in terms of accommodation?
Excuse me, could you pull and turn your mic down, please?
Yeah, is this in terms of accommodations to an event? Like we're putting something, or you guys are putting something in place in terms of accommodations?
In terms of, yes, it is in terms of us putting things together for an event. That's what we're speaking of. And what we're saying is, when we make a motion and it's seconded and it's voted, it's like stamped. It's like, this is what we should do. And so we did make some changes. They were last minute due to us trying to adjust prices. But we are saying, according to our bylaws and policies, we should have another formal meeting. So yeah, it's about the events or anything, even if we were making contributions to someone, anything that the board decides, we're saying that it needs to be done in an official capacity.
In a formal setting or
Yes.
meeting? Okay.
Yes. And so you have the minutes there, if you want to look through, and then pass it to Ms. Stewart, because I want to make sure you all understand that we're talking about, those minutes that were approved were based on our last meeting and the things that were set in place, not the things that happened after. So you all can see it.
And for clarity, this is for the event that took place Sunday.
Yes.
It's 11, okay.
And so we have a motion. We had a motion by Ms. Gregory and seconded by Ms. Roach to approve these minutes. And if we have all in favor of the minutes, please show a sign by raising your hand. And we have a unanimous vote from all of the members. Thank you. And so the items of discussion, there are no specific items of discussion for this meeting. However, when we get to board member general comments, we had the budget here. I don't know, Ms. Leary, if we wanted to discuss the budget. And then I also had our roadmap, being that we had our new board members present, that I wanted to discuss. So Town Clerk Harvey, can you share, if there's no items for discussion, can they be added now or not? Or do we need to move to the next item?
I would suggest you just, whoever bring up an item that needs for discussion and cover that item, and then bring it to a closure and then move on to the next one. And that can be all items that need to be discussed tonight.
Okay, thank you.
And it'll help in trying to keep order
Okay.
in the minutes.
So what I would like to do is, I would like to bring an item before our board and passing out, what I have is our roadmap that we've been following, and I'm gonna pass it down. Does Mr. Bottoms need one?
Oh, yes.
It's enough? Okay, perfection. So what I have brought to the board is, it is called our roadmap, our Winterville Human Relations Board Project Roadmap. And what it is a glimpse of what we have been doing since the new fiscal year that we are in. And this roadmap is what we collectively have access to. It shows what we have done starting in August, September, October, November, December, January, and lastly, February. And I just wanted everybody to actually see what we have been doing, whether it was not started, accomplished, or in process. And then just get some of the board members, like if they wanted to discuss it, if they had any questions, because it is important right now. We're getting ready to move into the month of March. And while we have some thoughts, we don't have anything really concrete at this time. I did put, for April, a town hall. That is tentative. That could be moved up to March. And the reason why the town hall is there is because we put that on the roadmap back like months ago, right? And so since then, in the town council meeting, it was motioned and it was approved that we have a town hall, and that this will be spearheaded by myself and Councilwoman Dr. Harrell. However, I wanted to just let the board know, because we never voted on this. This is just part of the roadmap. Like, if you all wanted to be a part of that town hall, you're more than welcome to, but we are gonna spearhead that town hall for the town. And so I put the date as April, because she and I are still doing some outlining of it, but I did not want to erase it. It's important that when we put something on the roadmap, that it's not just erased and nobody knows what happened. But if we could look at the month of March, if anybody has any thoughts about March, and then also March, April, if you look at May, these were some suggestions. In June, we have secured the Juneteenth event, movie in the park event. That has been secured. So did anybody have any questions, suggestions? you have suggestions for March, and I'm gonna just leave it on the floor.
Yes, ma'am, if I can. I'm using my phone, so I want to apologize. It's not that I'm on my cell, it's just that I'm reading the same thing. I
Sure.
refuse to wear glasses. So it's cool with that. But when you mentioned March, because it's such short notice, we will not get advertisement out there in advance if we could hold it for April. If you got it scheduled for April, we have time. If anything changes, we can come back the month of March and finalize it. But tonight would be ideal to go ahead and set that date for the month of April. And so we know exactly when we're gonna have it. And if anything changes, we have all the remainder of this month and all the next month to finalize everything. Versus if we have it for March, we're bending over back trying to get it out there.
Or if we, thank you, and I agree that would, any event, if we had for March, would be, cut time short. But just, that was left open, that was just left open. And I wanted to share, to see if anybody had anything. Events and community and human relations does not have to be all the time formal events. We could go out into the community and just introduce ourselves and shake hands. Human relations doesn't have to be a formality, but I know if we are having like a formal event or something, there's a lot of planning that goes into that. So thank you.
Madam Chair, I would remind that the board needs to put together their report to council and also the budget, and it sort of falls in this March timeframe. I know that's inside, not going out to something, but we need to keep that in mind.
Thank you. And so for clarity, I'm going to repeat what you said for my process. So because we're in the month of March, we need to go ahead and start getting what we're doing for the next fiscal year or the remainder of this fiscal year, just for clarity.
My understanding that the report to council would encapsulate what you have done over the past year.
Okay, and that's what this roadmap is.
Then the budget would be for the upcoming year. You would need to put together a budget, just like all departments have to do, and all other advisory committees have to put together your budget.
So we need to present what we have done so far to the town council, and then also create a budget for the upcoming year based on what we've done this year. Thank you. Good for clarity, yes.
It would be your budget request, what you planning on doing
Okay,
for the year starting in July 1 of 26 through the end of June 27. Kinds of activity, they don't have to be nailed down, but the kinds of activities and a rough budget of what you would ask council to approve.
okay. Does anybody have any questions? Did anybody have any thing they'd like to add to our roadmap, which goes from August through June? We have, and it's laid out there. It notes our status, if it was accomplished, if it, if we started it, not started it, or if it's in progress. And if there are no questions, does anybody?
I know I spoke to you briefly prior to this, like a few weeks ago. I attended a volunteer expo that I was telling you about. And I kind of wanted, well, not tonight, but at the next meeting, present a few organizations that, I had conversations with that I think would be awesome for us as a board to collaborate with, especially in, September, for the Hispanic Heritage Month, as well as the, community service, day that we have here in May. There were a few organizations that I think would be great, so I wanted to present that information to the board next month.
Sounds good. That sounds wonderful. Did any of the other board members, do y'all have any questions, any ideas? It is open to you to share your ideas.
I apologize, keep talking. But for community service day, what exactly we plan to do? I mean, what exactly is that set?
So this is an idea that was put on the roadmap, and that is probably where we will extend our discussions. For example, Vice Chair said that we would probably have some organizations come in. How does that look? Maybe doing something in the community, a food drive, cleaning up, maybe a community yard sale. It can be a variety of things, but we just need to identify what we would like to do as a community, see who would like to collaborate with us, collaborating organizations within our town or our county, and then move from there. That was targeted for May. So we have some time to discuss that. Did that help?
Yes, ma'am. And then my last one, the town hall, that's gonna be the same as we did last year in May?
So that's a good question, very good question. Last May, we had the community conversations, and that was held in the community room. This is going to be different. This is going to be a town hall held right here in the town assembly hall. It may look a bit different. We are not targeting a conversation. We're targeting a town hall where our town council, will have an opportunity to be asked questions by the community. And we don't know if we are extending it to departments. We would also have the Human Relations Board as well. We have not narrowed down and stapled what it looks like now, and I'm collaborating with Dr. Harrell, but it will not be a community conversation. The community conversation we had, and what's different about that is that a community conversation is, we were just having informal but informal conversation. We were just asking idle questions. A town hall is when you have your elected officials being asked questions or engaged in conversations with their ideas and things of that nature. We did have a town hall back in March of 2024. It may be on YouTube, but we had it here in the assembly hall where the community was able to come in. They had to register their name, their address, and to give questions beforehand. And then the questions were asked by a moderator, and said department chairs or town council persons answered the questions. That's what that was. But I can, during our next town council meeting, March 9th, we will have a better framework to explain. And I'm just being honest, I don't have the definitives of the framework tonight to speak on that. Did you have any other questions about that?
No, ma'am.
If you do, you're more than welcome to share them before the town council meeting, and I would encourage you to maybe watch or attend, or you'll get feedback from the town council meeting with regards to the town hall that is being planned.
I did want, I know it's not on the roadmap, and I'm not sure this is for this section or the next, but with everything we're doing, which is great because we have a lot of community events, but one thing that I would like to discuss and maybe put for the next meeting or something is to do something with, or even just start, the youth council, because we don't do, we haven't done anything with that. Even if it's 1 month that we dedicate to just either establishing that or an event for the youth, I think is important, especially if it's under our umbrella, just to kind of prioritize that a little more.
I think that's a wonderful idea, and that can be integrated, prospectively integrated or implemented with our community service day. Seeing if we could get some youth out, seeing if we can launch out to youth and their families so that they can come and participate, and then get, I think before May, maybe we can come up with a framework of the youth council, which is a subset, will be a subset of us, and what that looks like, the benefits for them, how that will help to establish them. If anybody else want to elaborate on how beneficial that could be.
I have a question
Yes.
about the roadmap.
Yes.
Would it be possible to specify the year? Like the year, we have the months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just would like to see the year, because some of these things happened last year,
Yes.
and then some of these things are coming up this year, so.
Yes, ma'am. We'll put the
Thank you.
year in so that it could be specified of what year. Absolutely. Anybody else have any questions about the roadmap or any of our outlook? And even if you don't have questions now, you have this. We will definitely share the digital copy of this, because you can put your ideas in here. Even though, like, you all are not able to vote, if you have ideas, you can type it in there, or notes and stuff like that.
Yes, I also have a question about the voting. I don't think our new members know the our role as far as voting goes.
Yes.
So could someone explain that to us, please?
Town Clerk Harvey, can you please elaborate in terms of the difference between the board members and our college, high school board members, please?
The student board members can participate fully in all activities except voting. They do not get to vote in anything. Those are established by the bylaws, and I did put a set of bylaws in front of everybody's desk. I know you haven't read them yet, but that covers all the things.
Thank you. But we can provide ideas.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? Or is there any other board member who would like to add an item to tonight's discussion?
Again, I apologize for doing a lot of talking, but based off the
Please
last
don't.
meeting, the vice chair done an outstanding job. And so whenever we have our next election, I'd like to recommend you during our next election. So we're supposed to have an election every so often, so whenever we, I'd like to recommend you for the leadership position. So because we're gonna have an election sometime in the near future, right?
Well, those cycles are noted. And we might be able to pull it up. It's on the town of Winterville website when each person's term expire. For example, if you're talking about for this board or for any election?
No, man, I'm talking about like for the chairman, vice chairman,
Yes,
for this
yes.
position.
So for the chair position, I was reappointed along with yourself, you and I are reappointed until July of 2027. So just keeping that in mind. It will be July 2027 before that role comes up again, unless something different changes. But I will agree that Vice Chair Carmen is doing an amazing job, and I've already spoken with her about that as well.
Also, are there any more copies of the agenda? Our,
Should have been one at your,
yeah, our new member doesn't have one right there.
Yes, yeah.
Did I write on mine?
Y'all wrote on mine.
I wrote on mine.
Sorry about that. We got you.
You got everything else? I think she does. Thank you.
And I just want to circle back to the election. I think the question was about, if we look into the Winterville Human Relations Board, the
Sure.
bylaws. I believe Mr. Bottoms was referring to section two, this one right here, election
Yes.
tenure and duty. Okay, I guess when he was saying election, and I'm thinking that's what he was referring to as far as. Okay, so that's section two. Section. I get the Roman number. Section 5,
Section
election
5.
tenure and duties of the chair and vice chair.
Yes, yes.
So that section, I think, was a question of like the election and how it would be held, and if we're gonna do it this way is listed in the bylaws.
Yes, and so thank you for pointing that out. So does someone want to read that one out, or I can read it out?
You can go ahead if you like.
Okay, sure. Section 5, election, tenure, and duties of the chair and vice chair. The Winterville Human Relations Board shall elect from its membership a chair and a vice chair, each for a one-year term, and they will be eligible for re-election. Their duties shall be those generally assigned by the nature of their offices. Interim elections may be held if any such office is vacated. And again, I believe it was about 2 or 3 months ago, I would have to go back into the minutes, that myself and Mr. Bottoms was reappointed. And so that expires in July of 2027. I don't know, we weren't reappointed in January, I know that. But yes, that is on the town council roll, that is on the town council website. That is concrete what the town council have voted on. And so with looking at this, if it was each for 1 year term, if this is in the bylaws, then what was voted on is different. Now, I can say that we had some staggered terms, and Mr. Harvey, please correct me if I'm wrong. What I do know for sure is that our time when our term ends, I think it's June 30th or July 30th, something, June 30th. Okay, yes. Okay, June 30th, 2027. As chair. Okay. Okay, thank you for that clarification. So for the chair and the vice chair, when did I become chair? Can we?
We'll have to go back and check your previous year,
Okay.
but it should come up every year around
That's what I thought. Okay. Okay. Around June-ish, okay. Because I can say that Vice Chair Carmen and I had that discussion around that time. Anybody else have any clarifications or anything they would like to point out with regards to the bylaws or Section 5? And we will anticipate Mr. Harvey's coming back with information with regards to chair and vice chair. Anything else? Any items?
Do have information in front of you concerning the budget, so if we're finished with that topic, we can go to that.
Yes. Did we want to, so what I'm reading, well, to be honest, let me get my glasses on. This part I can't see, but this part I can. Do you want to talk about the budget?
You know that it is not updated, so what you see on the front, has not, the things that we ordered on the back has not been calculated into the final, budget. So,
So,
we'll have to do our own calculations until Mr. Harvey can get us that print out.
You can see the items on the front that go on the other side.
On the back
I
side.
think the ending balance is, $1,594.85.
Yes.
Get those numbers again, please.
That is your balance, that's correct.
Yep.
Num-
And 85 cents.
okay. Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So as of,
What was that again?
$1,594.85.
Where are you getting that?
Because are we subtracting 2,653 from 2,000?
You've done some math.
Yes.
Okay, because on the front, the available balance is $2,247.89. Is that
Right.
what?
yeah,
That's correct. So you would have to subtract 653.04 to give you your available balance.
That's what we got, Ms.
did.
Harvey.
And that's what the figure
Yeah.
was you were saying?
Correct,
Okay.
Okay.
I do have one further question. The receipts that were dropped off, there were two for Publix, and one of them was for fruit and wings. Were those paid for by someone else? They are not showing up on the credit card.
I can try to screenshot the email.
It's not hit you used the town credit card.
Yes. To buy the wings, fruit platter, and the pinwheel roll-ups. And the total up here is correct.
The 337.31? Okay. Oh, so that comes from, yeah, the pinwheels are not showing.
Yeah, I think the way it prints, it cuts it off, but what I can
Yeah,
try
if
to
you could
do
get that to me a little
is
bit
to
clearer,
do it. I can
because
do that.
it wasn't, but what you are telling me is 337.31.
What's the grand total?
Okay, so that's taken care of in your total, which would get us to where we were just discussing. I was concerned that where that may, because if you could send that to me in a little bit clearer way, so when I attach that to the credit card,
Okay, I can do
I'd
that.
appreciate it. Thank you for the explanation. It makes it much clearer.
is there any more discussion on the budget? We have our final
Yes,
total.
I have a question. Is the available balance pertaining to like future events that we can use or you can use? Okay.
And these monies, to be clear, these monies are available through July, through the end of June. Through
June
June
30th.
30th.
And they have to be expended by that day.
Yes. Because,
And we need documentation by that day because it's got to be turned in. Matter of fact, usually they give us a cutoff date before the end of the game.
and just to also explain that, we get a new budget July 1st.
For next year?
Yes, for the
Okay.
next year. Yeah.
And that's what I was alluding to, that y'all need to put together what your budget is with a total figure, different events. It doesn't have to be down to pennies and everything for each thing, but, main events that you're gonna have, how much you go budget for that. The next event, what you go budget. And you've got some experience with some of the events that you've done.
And you said that needs to be presented at the next meeting?
Yeah, you need to be wrapping it up. I don't have my budget calendar here in front of me, but we meet with council shortly thereafter, and it'll have to be turned in. By April, it's gonna be pushing it.
Okay.
So to be clear, when you speaking of that, we meet with council, the council does the budget in May, correct? We have a
Council does the budget in May, but it has to be so the town manager can put things together to present.
prior, yes.
Yeah, I wish I had my deadline that I have to put certain budgets together, and they have to be turned in by an X date. Now, if you send me something, I'll remind you of what that due date is. And,
Thank you.
you just break it, it doesn't have to be elaborate and everything, but it can't just be one big, I think it would be better if you did something more than just one big figure. I would break it down. I think it would help you all better if you broke it down into your major events. You may end up with a inappropriate or miscellaneous things. And of course, we can pull up any historic data that's available to this time so that, and you got what we've done so far this year.
Okay. Sounds good. Anybody else have any questions with regards to the budget and preparation for the next fiscal year?
Mr. Harvey, I know you said we had to report to the council what we previously have done.
The bylaws state that there's a report goes to council.
Okay. And when does that need to be done exactly?
I think if you all do it in March,
In
so
March,
they can
okay.
get it in April.
So essentially, it's a summary of what we have done all year. Essentially, this roadmap, we just explain a little bit more in terms of what we have done and what we're gonna do. And we present that to the council.
Yeah, I think you'll want to probably give them something in writing and something more in a narrative form than
A summary.
Okay.
just a summary, yeah.
I have a question. What is the overall purpose of the report to council?
To keep council apprised of what this board is doing and where it's going.
Okay,
And it's required by the bylaws.
thank you.
Okay.
I have one last question. At our last meeting, we talked about Juneteenth. Someone's gonna check with the park, where we're gonna have it on the 19th or the 20th. Did we confirm that we have it? We definitely have it on the 19th.
Yeah, I think, was it?
Was it confirmed?
Yes, I called, it's the 19th.
It is confirmed. We do have it on the 19th.
It'll be on Juneteenth.
Okay, so if we have any more, I hear no more discussion with regards to the budget, so we're gonna move on. Is there any other items of discussion before we move to the next item, board member comment? All right, hear no more. We're gonna move on to the next item, board member general comments. And we don't have to go in any said order, but any board member who'd like to make a comment or share comments, the floor is open.
I'd like to welcome the new high school members. You guys are doing a great job, and thank you all. Happy to be a part of the board.
Anybody else?
Thank you all for the welcoming, and thank you for letting me be a part of the board.
I'd also like to say thank you for letting me be a part of the board.
I would like to say it's an absolute pleasure for us to have you all being a part of the board, seeing how government works, seeing how different boards and volunteer boards are established, work, and although sometimes they don't always run smooth or pretty, but that is a part of the world and what future leaders need to be a part of. So I'm so glad that you all are tapped in to the Winterville Human Relations Board. And when you read this, that mission, there's a mission statement that we go by. And this mission statement should be the very purpose of us even wanting to be on the board and a part of it. And it is right at the bottom of the agenda. You're gonna find it at the bottom of the agenda. And it says mission statement. Promoting a community of whole person wellness, dignity, safety, equity, and inclusion for all citizens of Winterville. And that is what our aim should be and what we should strive to do. I would like to also say that the It's a Love Thing Black History Program was absolutely amazing. It was well attended, and the community came together to celebrate Black culture, the Black culture of the church, Black culture of sororities, just trailblazers. We had great food, fun, fellowship, and that is what human relations is all about. And so we are looking forward to continuing this journey.
I just want to thank everyone for, your time and, you serving. I really enjoy serving with each and every one of you, and I'm looking forward to getting to know every, one of our new members. We really appreciate you guys serving and taking the time to actually, work and volunteer in the community. And I had a great time at our Black History Month event. Everybody did a great job. It was just great being amongst community on this past Sunday. So just thank you guys for all your hard work and dedication. Thank you so much, Mr. Jesus, as well, for coming out and being a part of that. We really appreciate you and everything that you do.
Anybody else? If there are no more comments, I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. Can I have a motion?
Sorry, I was asked to do this earlier and I forgot. Miss Eula Jones's 90th birthday. It'll be a birthday parade. Will be Saturday, February the 28th. I believe that's this Saturday. I lose track of time. They will meet at W.H. Robinson Elementary School. Lineup begins at 12:45 p.m. Parade starts at 1 p.m. Ask everyone to please be in line by 12:45 to ensure prompt arrival at 1. Going to see Ms. Jones's.
That's a walking parade or that's vehicle parade? It's driving parade? And it's Saturday at 12:45 to line up right here in front of W.H. Robinson.
At Robinson.
Cool.
Apologize for getting that until we almost ended.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we're back to our motion. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion we adjourn.
A second.
Who seconded? We have a motion made by Mr. Bottoms and seconded by Vice Chair Carmen. Can we have a show of hand in favor of the motion, please? And it is a unanimous vote. Meeting is adjourned.